Hello. Welcome along to the stream, everybody. We have made it out of the anime wars. We have escaped the space, but we weren't able to do so in our original bodies.
I've prepared the appropriate candles and bowl. The ritual dagger is by my side. If the game ends up being lame for stream, I will do the honorable thing and commit Sudoku.
Thank you. I committed some Sudoku today during lunch. But no, I've played a little bit of the game. A little bit. I think I got into. Does it say how far I got? I did 3 days. Also, spoilers. We're going to play a machinist. So yeah, probably. Yeah, 3 days is nothing. I spent like 10, maybe 15 minutes in the game at most. I'm gonna get rid of it anyway. This will erase the save data. That's grand out. Alright, I'm still going to go through these classes because they're cool. But just know that we will be playing a machinist. This is the extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. That is not me. I can feign confidence. I've been forced to be self-sufficient, and I don't know what kind of endurance they're talking about. Depending on what type of endurance it is, I might have it, or I might not. Photosynthetic skin sunbathe dice action allows energy recovery at home. That would be very useful now that I know what that means. So yeah, each class has, you know, these 5 skills to work with. That the engineer works with machines and physical tools. Interface works with digital interfaces. Endure uses strength or strength of will. Intuit allows you to approach problems with awareness, and engage allows you to approach problems head on. We're starting a new game, Mia. This is the character selection screen, as Jacob just said. Welcome to Citizen Sleeper. This is the operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise. Anyone who knows me knows that me and technology, it's a one-sided love affair. I am enthusiastic about high-tech stuff, but I don't understand it, and it has no time for me. So I don't think this character would fit. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. This one is for Kirat. Kirat, this game works on a cryptocurrency setting, and cryo is the cryptocurrency of choice of this game. So, but yeah, here is my spirit animal, the machinist. A machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured. I am each of these things. Too careful at times. So I get a chance to gain a random scrap item when I do engineer actions. And I have a +1 to engineer, but I have a -1 to approaching problems head on. Which again, given how passive aggressive I am IRL, it's very apropos for me. You played the operator. Yeah, I think the machinist is something of a -2 engage speaks volumes. But yeah, alright. For anyone who dislikes the stupid voices that I do, you're not gonna like these. You're not gonna like this stream because it's mostly nearly all voices. So get ready for that. You've been warned. First thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It is at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, a sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell them one from the other. Cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful. It's not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with a banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan? Remember the plan? You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, and then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some of you were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Sounds like a time for a nap. You are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Probably weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps in further. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. And light, white as the cold, softer and softer until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Home sweet home! Yeah, imagine having to live on a grim and heartless rock. That would be terrible. Right. Let's go hang out with Dragos. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life. And you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glossy wounds along their edges, where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. By the way, for anyone who hasn't realized, this is Kirat. This character, who they're for some reason calling Dragos, is actually Kirat. So, say hello to Kirat. Kirat the Shipbreaker, yeah. He never got out. He never paid off his debt. This is where he got into playing. He got into, like, he took too many drugs. Started thinking he was a 17th century Russian witch, and started playing cards with rules that were entirely his own, and thus he lost all the time, and now his debt is like massive. I think he had to sell Spencer a few years ago. It's the robot on his shoulder is probably all that's left, yeah. So, Sleeper, you all thawed yet? I'm still asleep, my dude. I'm not saying nothing. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago, and they didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he is just figuring out what to do with you. What happened to them? I do plan to survive, at least for a little while. Kirat never wanted to leave shipbreaking. Kirat lives only for breaking ships. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it. To sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you're just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms. The cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot. A copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. And the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep a hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it, from the other sleepers. Land obsolescence. A built-in dependence on regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them, and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? That's basically like Lou Gehrig's disease within a robot, right? Like, you're just gonna get locked inside your own body, which is just fucking terrifying. Ships live only to be broken by him. Where are the demo charges? I refuse to believe that this is a shipbreaker if they don't have at least 30 demo charges strapped to their back. I'm glad something as horrific as planned obsolescence doesn't exist in our reality. God, yeah, we live in such a better world than this. But for now, Sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones. Dracos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The Eye is the best place you could be right now. The Eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freighter container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get to your feet and nod. All right, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Draco stalks back into the wrecks, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes, silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to his work. Oh, that's sad to see that that's what happened to Kira. He got so old that he couldn't break ships by himself anymore, so he has to use little drones to do it for him. I mean, the drones are connected to his little headset, so he can see it first person, but it's not the same. You don't get the same like vibration in your bones from when you use a plasma torch to just like cut through an entire fucking ship's skeleton. There's so many great stars with over character ideas in this game, yeah. Alright, welcome to Erlen's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. You see what it says there? You picking up on that? Your current home, which means the home I've been given probably is not permanent. And if this dude's business picks up, I'm probably going to have to move, so I'm somewhat incentivized to make sure he doesn't do that well in business. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle for now. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. I live in a shipping container. Yay! It's a tiny home. I'm chic. You wake, curled up in the corner of the container, and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It is impossible to know. After all this, what matters? For me, personally, every time I have been shit on, my life has collapsed. I don't care about answers. My own neuroses will make up a million answers of why something happened. Escape, I've already escaped. I'm out, I'm done. There's like, if someone comes at me, I'll have to escape again, but for now, we're building a life. Drones are part of Kirat now. Eventually, when his biological body finally dies, Kirat's consciousness will be distributed among the drones, leaving only a hologram to deal with customers. This is the origin story of the Borg. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal, ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Right, this is where we learn about the dice mechanic and, well, basically everything at the top of the screen. So number 1 is my condition. It represents the current state of my artificial body, and it depletes by 1 segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition, now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. So as you can see, off the top of the screen where it says flickering, I have 4 dice. I have access to those 4 dice because of how much energy I have, or because of my condition, right, which is number 1. Every time I sleep, that condition will go down, so no matter what I do today, as far as I'm aware, tomorrow I am going to be reduced down to 3 dice. So like just right from the start, the game is just like, hey, this setting is dystopian and depressive. I hope that's coming across to you. I mean, yeah, I think it's coming. Oh, why did you kick me in the fucking nads? It's like I wanted you to feel the actual pain of the dystopia. No, I got it. You didn't need to kick me. So my action dice are something I start with each cycle, and they're randomized. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition is, the fewer dice you have. And as you can see, it's like clearly demarcated as to where, like, how much condition you need for a dice or for a die. Once you have used your die, you cannot take any further actions and must. Once you've used all of your die, you can't take any further actions. You must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. But there are also like places you can go where you can just like chat with people and you just have a cutscene where you don't have to like use die. If you aren't proactive in looking after your body, then it will become harder to start. Weird. Wonder where they got that idea, right? Like, look at this next one. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll need to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. The energy is the big white bar, number 3 down the end. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. And when starving, energy loss becomes condition loss. And your condition will also deplete at a double rate per day. So we need to eat always. Like, it's so like it's such a fantasy concept. I know, as we all know, eating is something that humans evolved past a long time ago. But like, you know, it's still in this game, and I think that's neat. All right, so we've got pretty good dice on our first day. I think I have better dice now than I did when I tested this game before. I think that was a. I think this dice was. I think this die was like a 2 before. I don't think I had a full die though. No. I might be misremembering. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Not great. I'll be honest with you, Kira, I've had better days. I know, right? It's like, this is the meaning of dystopia. The drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You know well enough to work? Work? I mean, yeah? Yeah, yes. I am well enough to work. Alright then. He nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally, we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. What the fuck is a chit? These! He pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffs them back in a pocket. Now we know where he keeps his chits, lads. Now we just need to sneak into his room and fucking steal his chits. And we have to be very careful when we sneak into his room that we're specific about what we get. We want to steal his chits, not his shits. One is worth a lot more than the other. Well, maybe not a lot more, but... He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can, and Sleeper as well. He trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard... He pauses. I need the help. Well, you did save my life and give me a mylar blanket and some food. So you did give me some wood soup. So, you know, thanks. Okay. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Yay! Manual labor, let's go! Actions are the primary way that you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, you click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome. So yellow is what we want. Yellow is the positive outcome, where things go better than you expected. Neutral is just like, you didn't fail, congratulations, but we're not giving you anything. And then negative is, oh no, which part of my body is about to fall off? Here we go. A bit shorter tonight because I'm conserving my water because I know I'm going to fucking need it with the amount of voices I'm going to be doing. Action dice affect the outcomes as follows. So like, you know, this one that I have, the full chamber, 100% chance it's positive success, you're grand. 50-50, 25-25, and 50 neutral, and then 50-50 negative or neutral. So like, I do like that there seems to be more of a chance for something good to happen to you. Like they've made it so that the smallest, like there's a much greater chance to succeed than there is to fail. Ahoy, Captain Spacebunk. Could not get this crew off the ship. May St. Elmo grant you additional luck firing your next treasure hunt. Okay. Type treasure hunt amount to join. That was really quick. That didn't even give anyone else like a sec. Yeah, I don't understand heists either, but like that seemed to come back really quick. Like I'll look into that after this. Get on to me on this. DM me on Discord and remind me to look into that if you want to check up. And I'll look into that after the stream. Because that was a really fast response. Like it didn't even give you like a few seconds for someone to come in and be like, oh, I'd like to join. It just was like, nope, no one wants to join you. Fuck off. All right. So, there are different types of actions. There are either critical or repeatable ones. Critical actions can only be done once. Actions display information about their type, risk level, and the skill modifiers that apply to that action. So the risk, so there's safe, risky, and danger. When it comes to risk, safe, you're grand, nothing bad is gonna happen. Risky, there's if you fail, you lose some money or possibly you lose some energy. And with danger, a negative outcome means that there will definitely be condition loss. There's no way around it. There's going to be condition loss. But also on top of that, you might also lose money and energy. So like, we really shouldn't do danger things unless we absolutely have no other choice or really, really, really want to. And your skill, the skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. And then the modifier is like how much you have in that skill. Which with engineer I like have +1, I guess. Cutting kill carefully and skillfully. You'll need to get that reactor out of the way. Just 3 little bombs and a quick yank and profit. Right. So we're gonna use this one. Let's use this one. See how we get on. There's like a 75% chance that something good happens, right? Yay! Something good happened. Nice. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them. They track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos's debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Okay. So, when I played this previously, I wasted 2 dice on this, and while that was nice, and I was glad I got 2 dice because I got some scrap out of it, which I'm realizing I didn't get this time. I'm dying. So work is all well and good, but I helped out. I am leaving. I'm going to do other things. Drives and navigation. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any tracked drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow button at the top left of the screen. You are now free to explore Erland's Eye and make a life for yourself. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. I would like to survive. Drives or quests, yeah. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover your condition. Build clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end the cycle at your home when you're out of dice. And with the mouse wheel you can do wee wee. But for the moment, we're going to the bright market. And you see, this is where me not being good at talking to people that I don't know comes back against me. So I can ask for directions. Why wonder when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the bright market? All you need is the courage to approach them. Now, I did not do this in my first playthrough because I'd already oh, hello, Bubbles. Took me 10 hours of playing to discover the mouse wheel. No. Congrats on the crit, Bubbles. I mean, I don't think it's going to help you with how shit your health is, but, you know, still. Ooh. There you go. The tanks no longer hold any power, Bubbles. The tank's armor will no longer protect you from spousal abuse. The tanks have lost all of their power, and now it's everyone for themselves because we're in a cyberpunk dystopia. But yeah, as I was saying, the last time I did this, I did the explore the market thing, and I think I had to do this 3 times. Whereas this time I'm going to just ask for directions because I have like the full chamber one that's going to allow me to just get a positive result. Never mind. -1 means it's reduced to 50% positive, 50% neutral. Still, 50% positive, 50% neutral means that I cannot fail, so I will take it. I lost some money. Someone stole money from me. No! A man corners you with endless stories about the eye. He asks for a donation, and desperate to escape, you hand him some cryo. Yeah, that sounds like me. But at least it got us two. It got us two bars on the local knowledge thing, so that's better. And then we'll do this. And I get local knowledge. You keep your attention on the crowd around you as you pass along the bright walkways, taking it all in with an expert eye. It's the busiest part of the eye's lower rim, and I can find anything and everything here, except money, because I'm poor. But hey, look, there's a doctor, and I need doctors because, you know, I'm dying. You've now got one of those shirts that says "I escaped the eye," and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Next! Comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you're here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer at the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block. They have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. Your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body will. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Okay, so last time I did this, I looked inside, and then the enforcer banged the door at me because he was like, "Hey, don't look inside." So this time I'm going to mad dog him. This happens to me a lot in real life, where I just stare off in a random direction and someone thinks I'm staring at them when I'm literally staring through. I'm staring through and or past them. So let's see how this goes. The enforcer is looking down the corridor, and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers. You aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm. But you make note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshiro." The enforcer jerks his head, and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. And for a moment, you are transfixed by the motion. "Come, sit," calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turn away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth, as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure. They gesture to the bed, and then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns. A compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first answered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. A few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set down the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm gonna start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer. One which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? I don't care how they know this. I don't care how they know this. I'm just glad that they know this. Yes, it does sound familiar. I am aware that I am dying. Please, can you help me not be dying? Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up to you as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor. Yatagan? They're influential in the low end. They give me the space to work, run the door, and take profits. At the same time, I fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the starboard belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. This is where the old proverb never look a gift horse in the mouth comes into play. If someone is trying to help you and you are in a very bad situation, do not ask why they are trying to help you. You can figure that shit out later. Get back on your feet. Just say thank you, accept the help, and do what you can to deal with the consequences later. Thank you. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave. Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Sabine's outfit is hard as fuck. Love the raincoat, really breaks the silhouette, adds a pop of color. Also, you never know when it'll rain. So, you never know when it'll rain in space. Always have your raincoat on you. No one should look a horse in the mouth. Unless they are a dentist. But not without asking. If you stare long enough into the horse's mouth, it starts to look back. Right, now, this is not something I discovered the first time I was here. So the first time I was here, as I said, I did the bright market thing, and I had to do it 3 times, and I could only do it 2 times because I only had 2 die left, right? So I never discovered that this place existed. So I went to sleep the first night without eating anything. Which meant I woke up the next morning starving. That will not happen to me this time. Lessons are being learned. This is Emphas. He is an imposing street food vendor. Emphas is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it into plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. I'ma just watch, cause I'm a scared. Just in general, not because of how he looks, just in general. Like, he could be anyone and I would still be scared. Despite the queue, Emphas doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphas remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd and Emphas sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching him.
I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample?
Yes, I would very much like food. Thank you. Yes, please. He gestures neatly.
Come over.
The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus, laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare.
You know, I know you sleepers.
Emphas says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear.
A hard life, a lot of stories.
He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes.
I know.
Alright, lads, let's tell a story. Let's tell a story as we eat fungus and alive. You begin to tell him about your journey to the Eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had, but can never forget. You tell him that the Eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually, you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand.
Next time we can talk some more.
He smiles.
But next time, you pay.
He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades.
Next time then, sleeper.
He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus, your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. We discovered a drive? Get to know Emphas. Yay! Build a ship mine. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mined core. What the fuck is a ship mined core? Where's that? Oh, here. Okay. I don't have any components to sell. The flow of chits and the components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. Yeah, I don't... Okay, to say I don't play the stock market is wrong. I don't play the stock market myself. I trust other people who know what they're doing to play the stock market for me. Because I am bad with numbers. Oh, you don't know what a ship mine core is? Are you going to go into stock brokerage? Yes, that's what this game is going to become, is me just making stock picks for 4 hours. Jesus Christ, it's been an hour. Where did that time go? Come on, come on, come on. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Yes! Trusted trader, let's go. You snap up scrap by weight and then parcel it off the traders with a nice markup. You start to get a sense of the traders to trust. Nice! Now let's put our let's put our drive back on, like, not dying. Alright, cool, I have 28. I made like... Did I make like... nearly 20. Did I make like 19 out of that? Nice. So yeah, I've been rewarded once, and thus I have come to assume that always I will be rewarded for playing the stock market, and thus that is what this stream is now. We're just playing the stock market. We're doing stock picks. I'm gonna have to get a peaked cap, and I'm gonna have to wear it backwards, and then I'm gonna have to roll up my sleeves. Also, I'm probably gonna have to install TikTok. I've heard that's where those people make their money. We can't do anything here. There's no one to talk to. Is there anyone to talk to in here? No. Okay, this is just a thing that I have to wait for. It takes several cycles to reach the starboard belt and return, loaded with scrap from old wrecks. Okay. I've been there. I've been there. I imagine I can't go to the low end. After some spacers caused some trouble in the low end, yet again have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. 60 cryo. I do not have 60 cryo, so we're going to go home and I'm going to sleep. I passed home. Actually, what's this? Shipyard. Assist the shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. You can get a ship. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. Ooh, that seems like a good idea for me, given that I have engineer. Yard hand. The only way to get to know the shipyard is to work there. No tourists here. Okay. You earn a bit of money trading chit stocks, but the shroom cane heavily cuts into your profit. The shroom cane heavily cuts into the profit you make. Yeah, but like not that heavily. I can still like live a lavish lifestyle, or at least take out enough loans that I can pretend I'm living a lavish lifestyle, right? Alright, let's go to sleep in our shipping container. Okay, so you can't see my mouse, but the shipping container that has the wire running into it, it's like second from the top. It has no lights in it. Actually, let's see, can I show you what? I can actually show my... where's the game? There. Capture my cursor. Can you see my cursor now? Your 19 cryo is worth 4,000 credits. With your 2,000 credits, you could buy food for a week, or you could spend your 7,000 credits to get what you need to fix your body. If only you could bribe the bouncer with your 13 credit. Cannot see my cursor. I told it to capture my cursor. I don't know. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Okay, so this is the container that I live in. I have decided that this is my container. It has no lights. There is only a single internet connection. There's only a single Ethernet cable going into it, and that is all I need. Look at how much condition I have, and look at how much food I have. When I did this the last time, I woke up starving, and because I was starving, my condition was way lower. I am feeling on top of the world. Also, let me know if the cursor becomes distracting, or if you would prefer me to go back to hiding the cursor, I don't mind either way. I imagine most of you have this on in the background anyway, because it's mostly just me talking. This time, you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange, and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No. You feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. I am an observer. I observe things. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see or feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud, with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing, full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow, it is pulling you in two directions. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back, trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. This is how you know you've been possessed by a demon. This is one of the telltale signs. Spoilers. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes, waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. The one from the previous game was a bit of a precursor though. But yeah, I will say, because this is something Kirat brought up, but it's something Kirat brought up in one of his Black Book streams, but the fact that you can like scroll back up through all of the text that's already been shown to you is a great feature. It's a little quality of life feature that probably wasn't that hard for them to do, but is very much appreciated. Like, there have been many times that this has happened. It's happened to Kira, it's happened to me, it happened to me in Bioshock. I think it probably happened to me in Valkyria Chronicles once or twice, where you like accidentally skip a line of dialogue or skip a message or whatever, and then it's just gone. You just have to assume what it means. It happened to you in Phoenix Wright, yeah. It's happened to almost all of us, right? Like, it's just a thing that happens in games. So the fact that they would add it's just a tiny little feature, but it means the world. And it's just so nice to see it in a game. I don't like that I have one of these today. But look, at least I got a full one. I didn't get a full one on my second day the last time, so. Look, Dracos saved our life. So we're gonna go work for Dragos for a little bit. we can't do anything with Sabine yet because I have to wait for this cycle to like fill up. It's only like another two days, I think. We have nothing to sell in the Ort Exchange yet, but maybe if I have enough credits, I can go there and like do some stock picks. We're going to stop off at Emphas and eat something at some point because I do not want to be starving. But the plan for today is that I am going to work in Dragos's for like 1 or 2 shifts. Probably only 1 shift. And then I am going to go over to the shipyard and start making my name on the shipyard docks. Because that's where the real money comes in, baby! Ugh. Ugh. Oh, that is not good. Let's do this instead. No, it's risky, so like I might lose some money. I might lose some condition. Ugh. Like, so my thought process here, right, is that like when I go in here, I want to make the best impression I can, so I just want to go like that and get 100%, right? Like I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. I want to be able to go in there, do 100%, and then go in here and like do 100% and just be like, yeah, I'm the best. Oh! I'm a newcomer. Respect me. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing the loads of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. I like that you can just show up to this. I like that you can just show up to this shipyard and just be like, "Sup, I'm carrying this thing now. I work here." Be like showing up to an Amazon warehouse and just like saying like, "I don't need to pee. I'm very good at holding my urine. Can I hold that box for you?" And then just being like, "Yeah, sure, here's a job." Or knowing Amazon, they'd probably just like, you know, let you work for free. So this is a safe action. Maybe I should just do manual salvage instead. I'll still be helping him, right? As a newcomer, you can earn respect by finding the meanest, toughest pile of materials in the yard and beating it up. Showing up to the Amazon warehouse to work as a piss jar emptier. Like, upgrading that to a 2 doesn't matter, right? So I'm better off doing something that's safe, right? Because there's no bad outcome to a safe, as far as I remember. Is there anywhere where I can look into that? Is that in data? No. Leave. Is there like a log somewhere that tells me? What concepts mean? I got the job because of my iron stomach. This is the negative clock. Since this has a negative clock, I wouldn't risk the negative outcome if I were you. I'm wondering if I got like so I'm considering doing this, right? And because it's safe, I don't like, yes, there's a 50% negative, but if I get a negative due to it being a safe action, I shouldn't lose money, right? Not only will I empty the piss jars, but I can also tell you which of your employees are using drugs by taste. Oh, God. Oh, now you're just describing Bear Grylls. Either hunger or money. I wish there was a way to like see for sure. Like I trust you, it's just I'd like the game to tell me if there was a way. Doesn't seem to be. Because, like, anywhere that I use this dice, it's going to be shit, right? Safe white, which means you will only lose... that you only lose dice. And maybe some cryo on failure. Yellow, where you will lose energy on failure. And red, where it means you'll lose condition. I mean, it's like a 50-50, right? I'm gonna go for it. If it ends up badly, it ends up badly. I'm hoping I'm going to make money from working on the salvage yards anyway. Nice! Sweet, back in business. The salvaging is brutal work, but you take no small sense of satisfaction from the ordered piles and clear the yard before you leave. So that only got me one clock segment, whereas hull dissection gets me 2. That makes sense. It's riskier. Okay, we're gonna leave. We're gonna make our name in the shipyard. So they're both repeatable actions, right? But the way this generally works is that, like, one of these gets me a +1 and another one gets me a +2. So, like... let's see how much this gets me. +2, okay. You shadow a shipbuilder who is impressed when you know how to double seal a hull plate. He slips you a tip at the end of the shift. Right, so I think I'm better off doing engineer. Like, I don't see the point of me risking this, right? Like, I'm gonna just get a success either way. Like, I'm probably better off doing the engineer thing. To, like, get more. Your class perk means that any engineering action give you a bonus item. Yeah. That's true. Because that's like when I played this game the last time, working in Dracos' yard and doing hull dissection is how I got some scrap, and then I was able to sell some scrap to the cryo guy so that I could eat some food. You know, I've done a bit to make my name. I'm realizing that I feel bad for Dragos, mostly because I've linked him to Kirat, and also because, like, he helped me out. So I feel indebted to Dragos. So I'm gonna help him again. Wait. Before I do that, I'm gonna see if Emphas needs anything. Fungus fan. Emphas doesn't trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. Emphasis is... That's gonna get difficult. I'm going to just end up saying emphasis. But yeah, emphasis is... Spiced fungus is one of the few things potent enough to stimulate your limited taste sensors. It's incredible stuff. 6s are pretty valuable. Yeah. This is the first time I've gotten a second one. Like, the first time I played this, I got one the first day in and I never got another one. Food, please. lot of energy. Wow, that gave me more energy than I actually needed. Okay, so it gives 3. I thought it gave 2. Good to know. Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is good stuff. Alright, that's him covered. See if these guys have anything. I could play the exchange again. No, I want to help Dragos. I want to help Dragos. Because like Dragos has like a debt being called in. Dragos is tied up with something ugly and if he misses a payment or 2, things could get nasty. I don't want Kira to miss a payment or 2. He's an honest worker and I want to support him. Also, he gave me a mylar blanket and some wood soup. I don't know many people that would give me wood soup. Plus 15 cryo. Right. Yeah, I can't. It's input dice. I can't do anything with money. Okay. And then here, it's just like I have to wait, isn't it? Yeah, Sabine thinks they can source some stabilizer through Yadigan, but it's going to take a few cycles. That's fair. That is fair. Right, so today was productive. Let's go back to our shipping container and play some League of Legends. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. Threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to parse. But you begin to try. So I think the last time I focused on the nodes, so this time I'm going to focus on the threads and see what happens. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent thugging turns, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads, pulling in different directions as if they were tied around you. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you. Following the thread, to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. No! I'm being hunted. I'm being hunted by a booty hunter. Kirat, is this aggro? Is this aggro who's after me? Because, like, if it is, I should be fine. He was not good at being a booty hunter. He was good at being a random murder hobo, but he wasn't very good at being a booty hunter. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. I remember playing this late at night alone and being told in this odd monotone screen that somebody is tracking me. Genuinely terrified me. Oh, that's cool. I am being hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. Apparently it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll be like 8 days. You're safe. Aggro didn't figure out what a cycle was until 3 years in the suit. I'd argue he never found... Did he find out? Oh yeah, I suppose he did find out what a rotation was at some point, didn't he? Yeah, I remember that day. I remember that day. That was a funny day. I remember him just... I think it was Aragam who taught him what a rotation was. Before then, he was just like, wait, you don't just like run up to the enemy and press all the attack buttons at once and then press them again when they come off cooldown. It's like, no, you do them in a specific order to set up damage numbers and like proc other abilities. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, Aragam was a great man. The man had the patience of a saint. It was funny too. I like that dude. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data of the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful. These networks are old and strange. Click the I button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. Cool. So I've gotten this far before. Whee! So there's a Yadagan agent up here, just below the entrance to the low gate, that we could like hack, I suppose. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. Oh, interesting. If you have a +1 or a +2 to the interface skill, you will be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data will be extracted. Neat. So I didn't click on anyone before, so I didn't know this is how it worked. He did find out what it was, yeah. Don't know if his rotation and him ever agreed on what he should do. Ooh, I see we're onto a new game. Yes, we are finally, thank God, out of the anime wars. We've escaped, the war is over. Peace in Europa forever and ever. We're now living in a future cyberpunk dystopia, and we have a cybernetic body, we are slowly dying, and we're trying to get drugs off of a doctor who works with the mafia. Sorry, she works with the Yakuza. Welcome to the way you dispose of dice if you don't want to risk if you don't want to risk using. Yeah, I suppose that is how that would work, yeah. Some gang enforcers' implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they're talking about. No. No. I don't want to fuck with the local gang. I don't want to fuck with the local gangs. I'm good. I'm fine. I am fine. This node pulses faintly as it mines cryo at a glacial pace, abandoned by the hacker that repurposed it. Ooh! I'm gonna become a crypto pirate. I'm gonna become a crypto miner. We're doing it. Getting rid of dice? Can't relate. I have like 9 sets of them. I also have a stupid set of dice. Like one of the downsides of being like a group, like one of the downsides of being one of the DMs or GMs or whatever you want to call them for like your local friend group is that all of them, none of these people are fucking imaginative. So every fucking year, it's just every few years, it's like, here, I got you a set of dice for your birthday. It's like, ah, great, I'll put them in the pile. Thank you. I don't generate them. I just get gifted them from friends and social groups. Yep. Mystic, I imagine you and I are in the exact same situation. It's like, oh, it's your birthday. Here's more dice. It's like, ah, cool, thanks. I have a wooden chest full of dice. I have a black velvet bag that I use for DMing. That is not all of my dice. That is just the dice that I use for DMing every week. I have like a small chest of dice. A few of the dice sets that I've been sent, I haven't even opened because they're just so pretty. It's like I feel wrong using them. Also, everyone also puts in some Yankee swap style gift exchanges, and I always see them get. I always seem to get them there. Yeah. Yes, the amount of fucking Secret Santas that I was in, like, in college, because like we set up Secret Santas in I was in a tabletop and role playing group, like a tabletop wargaming and role playing group, in university, and we used to do like a Secret Santa, and like one year, purely on happenstance, because like usually like the president of the group would be like, all right lads, we all know that we like tabletop games, let's not like do all the same gift, because it's got like you're just gonna all give each other the same thing. But one year he was sick and he didn't tell us that, so some of the new first years were like, oh, I'm gonna put dice in the fucking in the gift pool, and like at least 2 or 3 different groups of people both gave dice and received dice. So like both the sender and the receiver in the Secret Santa both got dice. I prefer to play D&D IRL, especially since like lockdown ended. But yeah, especially during lockdown, I was playing D&D pretty much, or well, I wasn't playing D&D. I was playing, mostly I was playing Stars Without Number, but also I was playing different, we were experimenting with different things. Played a very interesting Traveler game, actually, that was fun. But yeah, we played on Roll20 a lot, during the lockdown, but now that like we won't risk killing each other by being in the same room anymore, we're playing in person again, which is nice. There should be a kind of Secret Santa arbitrage agent with a shotgun and a power to just to do what's right. Yeah. We'd play IRL if we could, but you see our group's on opposite sides. Yeah, no, we Like I should say I don't exclusively play IRL. Like I play IRL with like the group of friends that I have like in the city where I live, but also like I have a group of friends online that I play through Roll20 with. Like our DM is American. Two of them are Dutch. One of them lives in the Netherlands, but the other one like lives in fucking Borneo or something. He like lives somewhere out in the fucking like East Indies. And another one is like another Canadian actually who lives in, where does he live? Somewhere in South America? I want to say Brazil, but I think that's wrong. I think he might actually live in, he lives in some Latin American country. Depending on the country, that wouldn't be a problem. You could all move to Vatican City and solve the issue. See, we all live on opposite sides of the city. It would take me like 20 minutes to get across Monaco to get to him. But yeah, let's do this. Let's extract some data. I got a neutral outcome and one encrypted key. A stream of passcodes able to unlock the station's aging maglocks. Cool, I guess. Haven Age agent, another key node, a Solheim gate, another Haven Age agent, another key node, another key node. All right, let's look back at the real world, shall we? She will not be available till tomorrow. Let's go help Dragos. Yes! Positive. All right. Beneath the pockmarked hulls, you find hidden containers, alloy plating, and wire bundles, thick as your arm, preserved in their trunking. Sweet. Still haven't gotten any salvage, which is annoying to me. If you lived in Monaco and didn't invite me over to watch the Grand Prix, you would be dead to me. All right, let's go. Should we play the crypto exchange? No, let's not play the crypto exchange. Let's eat. Get Emphas to trust us a bit more, and also not be dead anymore. Eating would waste one energy, and I'm realizing, like, so it's actually something I realized yesterday, but like I forgot about it as I was talking, that I should wait until I'm down to only 2. The Monaco Grand Prix is the most boring one, though. Unless you want to go there and burn it down, then it would be great. Bubbles, are you into Formula 1, Bubbles? Are you one of those people? I know that sounds derogatory, but I don't mean it to be. It's just like I don't understand. I don't understand it. I understand watching like highlights of Formula 1 races, when it shows you like the interesting bits when they crash or when one person overtakes another person. But for the most part, anytime I've like actually watched a Formula 1 race, it's been like dozens of laps of just the same people in the exact same positions, except occasionally when one of them does a pit stop. And then like once every 50 or 60 laps, someone passes someone else. It'd be the easiest one to assassinate for staffing it. I watched a bunch back then with my dad, because it was the only way to get any kind of attention from my dad back then. Just recently got back into it because Jacob and me were watching Drive to Survive. Oh, cool. Yeah, no, there's a like my main exposure, I suppose, to Formula One is like there's a streamer that I watch that likes Formula One, and he does that VR game where you can pretend that you're in Formula One, and he talks about Formula One, and like that's where I get my knowledge of it. Like that's how I know who Verstappen is and all that kind of stuff. But aside from that, there's also a lady that I work with who is very much she's into tennis, she's into golf, and she's into Formula One. And thus all of my knowledge about all of those things comes directly from her. Like it's because of her that I know that Wimbledon is on at the moment. Alright. Let's assist a shipbuilder. If you don't have connections, but you do have skills, you can get a shipbuilder to notice them. You might be in. Yeah, 5? 5? This was not worth it. You shadow a shipbuilder who is impressed when you know how to double seal a hull plate. He slips you a tip at the end of the shift. I should have fucking I should have spent my dice on Dragos. That was a waste. Oh. Alright, let's go sleep. Let's go sleep while this person continues to hunt me. Yeah, 0 scrap from engineering so far. It's really kicking me in the arse. Like the very first time I did engineering, the last time when I gave this a little like a 5-minute run, the very first engineering check that I ever did, I got scrap. And I think I got it not on the second one, but on my third one as well. So far I've done like 3 or 4 engineerings and I haven't gotten a single bit of scrap. Which is a shame, because like before I was using scrap to like, you know, sell so that I could eat. Oh, that's weird. Nothing happened at night. Okay. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor toward you. Sleeper, wait up! Turn. Thing is coming down the corridor towards you. A wonky grin on his broad face. Hey! Glad I caught you. Walk away? No, I'm not gonna walk away. This dude just like tried to grab my attention. Do I know you? You seem to be a Haven Age systems engineer? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back at the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start in the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlen said? The eye opens for all of us? Nice idea, but, well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it ain't easy. We? You pass together into the main walkway. Haven Age. We're all one dysfunctional family. Feng puts an arm around you. This man needs to learn personal fucking space. I'm not a part of the security branch though, don't worry. I'm with systems. Systems? Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage of the wall. When I started raiding that, I was worried about where he was running his hand. This place is a ruin, but systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we tried to, I mean. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around. But this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, and then when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. Truth? I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright, and his dark eyes and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper! He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. That was interesting. You haven't played it since January, but every time you see a new person, you point at the screen and go, "Oh, look at me, I'm the Leonardo meme." Okay, so, oh, Sabina's done. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them. A set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how Yatagan... They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I don't care. Honestly, I would like to stop dying. Either I'll stop dying or I'll start dying quicker. Either way, we'll find out if it's helpful. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we need to be careful. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle as an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In this case, in the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which, over time, are identified by your body as foreign material and thus must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode your organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. For a while. They glance away. At least, if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I'll start with a small dose, to limit the risk. I don't have a choice. How sure are you? I don't have a choice. Quick, she's trying to look the gift horse in the mouth. Stop her at all costs. Them. Jacob, we're stopping them. I don't have a choice. I think you're right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe, and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white. And when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness. Muffled noises, like an argument heard from underwater. Trickling waves of cold. I don't think it was genuine, you guys. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What? What happened? What happened? Stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yanagan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture at the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods toward the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room as they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you have been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Oshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Yay! We're alive! Yay! Woo! Alright, I know she told us to sleep, but I need to make money, so... No whammies, no whammies, no whammies! Come on! Yes! Oh shit! I was hoping that was going to give me more back in business. Fuck! Ah... Fuck. I needed money. Ah. Fuck. Okay. Engineer, I guess. Surely this is a positive and not a chilling portent of things to come. Yeah, I'm sure everything will be fine. Yeah. Back in business, baby. What'll that do for me? I thought that would activate immediately. I'm kind of a little confused now. Oh, I got scrap! Nice. Ooh, Dragos. Yeah. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast, dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, ain't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. Oh, by the way, Mystic, this is Kirat. We have determined that in stream canon, Dragos is Kirat. Kirat very much likes the game and is very good at the game Hard Space Shipbreaker. And this is what happens when Kirat, like, he took some drugs one night, altered his perception of reality, thought he was a 17th century witch in Russia, and started playing cards, but like his own version of cards. So like he was playing by his own rules, and thus he always lost, even though he thought he was cheating to win. So he is in lifetimes of debt now. So he has been working as a shipbreaker for the last 60 years. That device on his eyes is actually an implant that is affixed to his face, and that spider on his shoulder is the digital reincarnation of his mother's cat. So yeah, he's still happy apparently. From everything Kirat has told us, he's still happy to be a shipbreaker. So, you know, things could be worse. Looks ugly to me. No, agree with the crazy old man that gives you room and board. She is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this place. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. Stay silent. Believe it or not, I managed to convince our salvager friends to give me one on credit. He glances at you. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know, I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drone... Oh, I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, its lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of the SNR freighter, lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. All right, let's give it a go, I suppose. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Kirat needs money because he is paying installments on a new site. Oop. Paid off. Cleared the debt. Clear the debt and return a favor to your first friend on the eye. Yay! I did it! Nice. Cool. I helped someone. I feel good about that. Murat needs money because he is paying installments on a new cybernetic body in the shape of a unicorn. Man was not meant to conceptualize inanimate objects as wombs. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top right of the screen. Yes, please. Self-repair. Oh my god, it allows me to use scrap components to repair myself? And as well, and as we all know from that saying, no good deed goes unpunished. That's how it goes, right? No good deed goes punished. Yeah, that's how that goes, yeah. A chance to gain cryo interface actions. Sunbathe to gain energy when you recover at home. No, that's a dice action though. Predictive reasoning. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. So instead of, like, what does this mean? Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. They already do that. It's like you have a 50% to get a negative and a 50% to get like a neutral or whatever. Does this mean it'll narrow it down even more? That it'll be like, okay, you have like a, we were telling you you had a 50%, but you actually have like a 52% or whatever. Instant karma. Reroll all of your dice once per cycle. That is fucking broken. Holy shit, hard to kill. Keep 2 dice even when your condition is breaking. That's fucking dope. Agent nodes give double the data rewards. Nice. Gives you info on what clocks it affects as well, if I recall correctly. Alright. Thank you. Thrill Seeker. Oh, I don't think I can actually upgrade this. I can upgrade it to a 0, so I'd get Thrill Seeker. Or no, I'd just be at 0. I just wouldn't be at a negative anymore. Okay. Thrill Seeker. Chance to gain energy after any engage action. I don't engage. I am not someone who engages. All cryo actions are discounted by 20. Jesus, that's great. So I can't do this, right? This is 2 upgrade points? Or does that just mean you need to have gotten through the first upgrade point first? Like, can I do this? No, I can't. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So I can either save up for this, which is pretty fucking strong. Like, use scrap components to repair your condition. That would be amazing. That means I wouldn't have to rely on the fucking... That means I wouldn't have to rely on the serum so much. I don't engage. I am unengaged. I am clocked out. I am not here. I have left the building. Chance to gain cryo interface. Our dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. I kind of want to save up for self-repair. I feel like that'll be useful to me in the long run. Like, that seems like a way that it'll just, like, help me live, right? I don't need to eat. I've stabilized myself, so I'm stable. I don't need to go back to the doctor anytime soon. I am going to... Forensic Thrall. Investigating the winter light means picking through its systems and structures with care. It won't pay, but you may find answers. Bitch, I do not work for free. Shipbreaking is tougher than slicing up loose salvage, but Dragos is happy to pay you a fixed wage if you're up to it. I'd love to be paid a fixed wage. The same 2 points. I'm not so much, like, I'm not doing it so much because it's the +2. Like, the +2 would be nice, don't get me wrong. Well, I don't think I'd get the +2, right? I'd just get this upgrade. I'd have to pay 3 points to get the +2. So I wouldn't be getting a +2, I'd be doing it solely for the perk. I'd be doing it solely so that I'd be able to... I'm doing it more for the perk than, like, to bring myself closer to +2, right? And none of these at the moment, like, interest me. Like, I know the +1 would be useful, but I really want this self-repair thing. But yeah, he would pay me a living wage. He wouldn't pay me a living wage, but he'd pay me a fixed wage. Drago seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure if he's going to hold his nerve much longer. So the clock that I'm working against at the moment is prejudice? Brilliant. Great. Okay, so I only... Oh, I got the perk Efficient Extractor. You shadow a shipbuilder and he's impressed when you know how to do a double seal hull plate. To double seal a hull plate, cool. Oh, and I got some salvage, which I could sell, and it would get me further along with Trusted Trader. Jacob, out of curiosity, and like if it's gonna spoil things for me, of course, like you don't need to tell me. But I'm like, do you know where I would use this? Is this like a story thing, or is this something on the map that I'm not seeing? Or is this something that like unlocks later, or what? The encrypted key is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna sell the next scrap component, because I'm not gonna get that ability to repair myself with scrap anytime soon. So I'm just gonna sell my scrap components to become a trusted trader. Oops. Oh, I can't. Oh no, I can't do it. Okay, cool. Nice. Alright. Let's go let's go sleepy times. Yes, I know I am being hunted. Thank you for reminding me at the end of every day. So it would be used in hacker vision, okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at all those dice. Look at all those dice. I have a terrible one that I can use in hacker vision. Never mind. Yay. Data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this and for what purpose? Ooh, here we go. The cloud in the data ghost of the eye. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly, a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark. Wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing. I think if you look around in Hacker Vision, you'll probably find the keyhole. Okay. So I'm gonna stay still. Should I resist? No. Stay still. What the almighty Christ is that thing? Jesus fuck! Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What did you just do to me? A sentient protocol unraveling. Interesting. The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you unexpectedly. I mean, I can't tell him, like, I'm a person, so I might as well just, like, be honest that, like, I'm an SNRP sleeper, right? I'm already being hunted. What's... Unknown. Known. Figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Running from a hunter is never a good idea. Generally, if you run from a predator, it's like, ooh, it's something to eat, nice, and then they'll chase you. Stop. The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? God, that is a question, Jesus. That is a question and a half. Can I confirm my legal right to sentience? Like, no? Technically, no? Technically, no. Like, I have been made aware of the fact that I am property of SNR. I don't have any rights in any subsector from what I've been told. But I do consider myself a person. I am a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Well, punch the alien dog thing in the face, I guess. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing, a spike of interference, leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, and separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Well, that knocked a bit off of my condition. That knocked a bit off of my condition. Okay. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. I'm going to need a Solheim cipher to get in here. Okay. Nope. No again. No. No. And oh, that's a gate. I need a Haven Age cipher. This gate keeps traffic out of the Haven Age shipyard's internal network. The correct cipher can grant you access. Okay. Hacking is terrifying. Hacking should be terrifying, always. Like if you're ever running a cyberpunk game, or if you're in a cyberpunk game and you do a hack and it's boring, you need to like pull the GM aside, or you need to like take a minute and like discuss with yourself what you've done wrong. Like if you're the GM or like, because hacking should always feel like you're about to die, even when you succeed. Like, because you're physically there, or at least your mind is physically there, right? Ooh, cool. Most of what comes in from the starward belt is corroded trash, but sometimes something valuable can be found among the salvage. The big stuff goes to the shipyard, the valuable stuff to the markets, but they'll let you buy a few crates, but not much more. Or I can unload containers. The freighter crew are eager to get their payload onto the Ort Exchange, and they'll pay a wage to anyone willing to help them. Do I want to buy scrap? No. No, I don't. And people aren't back from the Hellion system yet. I need to eat, so I should probably do that immediately. All you need to do is hint that I might be being watched, and I crumble and go back to bed. Alright, let's eat some fungusin. Nutritious fungusin. I don't need any stabilizer right now. Can I just talk to her? No, I can't talk to them. Okay. I tried talking to them, it didn't. It's not how that works. Let's do this. Actually. Let me scroll back up and see what you said about risky. That might be a bit too far up. Yeah, it's way too far up. Okay. I think when we were talking about risky, it was risky would like lose me credits, and I have like 82 credits. I'm not swimming in it, but like for the amount that I need, I should be okay. And I could become a trusted trader. No, I want to become a trusted trader. I'm gonna do this. Nice. Fourth fabricator, reclaimed fabrication stack. Fabricate a ship mind. Ship minds cannot be built from scratch, but if you have enough salvaged fragments, they can be reassembled with a fabricator. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? I have no idea what that means. Ooh, Feng. Feng has a thing for me. Sleeper. Feng catches your attention as you approach the Haven Age building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easy to come in this way. Security and all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open. Blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leads on a server stack and gestures around. Huh? You like it? What is all this? He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from this sea of systems we call the Eye. You won't believe what this place runs on. He steps over a towering block, speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station.
Kira, I think that's one of your letters. I don't know how to pronounce that. Would I be right in saying it's pronounced A? I think I'm just going to pronounce it A.
A1. The one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look at the Eye and think they're seeing a concrete reality, but this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We're keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least, that's what I'm trying to do. get a mod to pin it if you want. Oh, thank you. I can actually pin that myself. Or wait, can I pin it here? There I go. Yep. Did that pin it? Yes, yes it did. Unpin after manually unpinned or end of stream. Yep, that one. Thank you, Jacob. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can't you? I can. Makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. They're tracking me. I will help you if you can stop them from tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Haven Age, there's old growth. Those whose roots trace back to those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past? I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? Oh yeah, no, I need to get rid of this tracker fucking ASAP, and you're the only person who's offered to help me, so yeah. Fang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. I'll reserve judgment on that one. Fang passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift. He smiles. A Solheim cipher. I dug it up in the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours to see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. I was wondering how they were going to force me to use the hacker vision. Because I was kind of like of the opinion of like, I'll fuck with the hacker vision when I feel like it, and kind of like when I'm in the mood or whatever, but mostly I'm going to focus on the real world and like focusing on actually improving my life. So it's interesting that they give you a pull towards like working on the hacker vision stuff, even if you're not geared towards it. That's nice. Those above? He nods at the ceiling. Have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper. And I'll see you soon. You step back. Out into the passage. Those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Yeah, I don't need this dude to pay me. I need this dude to like get this tracker out of my head or wherever the fuck it is. So he wants Solheim data. Well, I've found a Solheim gate somewhere. Is it down here? Oh, it's a Haven Age gate. That's the Solheim gate. With a squawk of noise, the old gate flips open, granting access. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, it opened up so many things. Oh, no. Okay, I don't have one of those. I don't have one of those. I don't have one of those. Ooh, I have one of those. Ooh, that's a keynote. Wait. He probably wants the Solheim nodes. Not the keynote so much. Also, I assume this bar behind the eye is like whether the hunter unit like is getting closer to me or whatever. I assume. Probably nothing. Yeah, it's probably nothing. Yeah, that's a good point. I should have just assumed it was probably nothing. Random scrap item. Yay! Lem and Mina, worker and daughter. What? One of those words doesn't fit with the other one. A slate in the office advertises that Haven Age are looking for informants on gang activity in the Eye. Sophisticated tech is rare on the Eye, so the shipyard is happy to pay for ship mine fragments that they can dismantle and reuse. I wonder where you get those ship mine fragments. Maybe I might get them from the Winter Star or something? Anyway, let's talk to Lemon Mina. From the walkway, the side rail horizon looks impossibly vast, a landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale, of industry, is stunning and strangely unsettling. Oh! She's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning on the railing. He is thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the side reel horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out at the ship. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile. I can't say hi to both of them? Hi, Mina. She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust. aren't you, Mina? She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You working on her then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship. Or just admiring? He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm. What are we looking at? Sidereal Horizon. Is that the ship that we're on? That we're looking at? Protect Mina at all costs. Let Mina die and then, or let Lem die and then sell Mina off into slavery. Got it. Noted. Admiring. Understandable. He nods, gazing back out at the sidereal horizon. You like her too, don't you, Mina? He jostles her a little. She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. How? You haven't heard? Anyone who takes the Haven Age contract on the Sidereal Horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. He smiles. We won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall on a new world. He winks. Transit support? Huh? Someone needs to stay awake to keep the thing running. He straightens up, stretching his back. It's a colony ship. The Celis Foundation is sending thousands to settle a system just outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. That does sound crazy. That sounds insane. Could be. But you see another way out of here? This way we can build a home somewhere with real gravity, real air, rain. He plays with Mina's hair absent-mindedly. Hey, Mina. You'd love that, I think. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy. She whispers. Food. Pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, meanie. Give Daddy a second. He turns back to you, and you suddenly notice how tired he looks. I'm not on the Haven Age crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily, and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. Yeah, for sure. He looks out at the sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches, from the vast hull. You've got to hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he is talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously. I'm afraid if I say something, I'll scare her. Transport to a new world? Why? Zero-G vacuum is good for you. It's scientifically proven. These people are weak. I'm gonna stay silent. You hold her gaze and a smile creeps across her face. Features lighten up like a city coming awake at night. Then suddenly, she turns back into Lem's chest. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We're just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down. Standing by his side, she clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? He turns and they walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. A ticket out. I mean, working tirelessly wouldn't be such a bad thing for me. Yay, I got a new drive. Escape. Escape. Oh, Jesus Christ, I have so many... I have so many drives. Oh, God. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a shipmind core, which I would want to do because... Why? Why would I want to build a ship? It's me, I'm robot, yeah. Disable your tracker, bang, yeah. Extract the past. Fang wants you to dig into old Solheim networks, yeah. Get to know Emphas. Eat at his stall. Yeah, I'm already doing that. I'm doing that by, yeah. This I think I'll invest in today, maybe. And then, so this is my, and I might be wrong about this, because, like, you know, this game seems like it'll go in multiple ways, and in ways that will be kind of like test my morals and be like, you could get on the crew, but if you get on the crew, Lem won't, and then, like, he will just stay here with Mina, and Mina will never get to experience rain. So I could, like, so I'll probably have to give up my ticket so that Lem can get on. But if not, then this is end game for me, right? Like, this is me getting the fuck out of here, and hope, like, the ideal is to, like, stabilize myself, buy up some stabilizers so I have a back supply, and then disable my tracker, and then get on this ship and get the fuck out of here, right? Like, that's the goal at the moment. Weird that as an immigrant you were just told you could and should do things, but not why and how it benefit. Yeah. Yeah, I did that. Yeah. This blasted ship came into the same yard as you did. Is there a connection? Or are you just paranoid? Could be both. Could be both. I have enough food. I'm stable. I am going to... History or no, the ship is salvage. As Dragos always says, break it down, move it on. I'm assuming it's yard clearance that will help with Draco's nerve. I'm about to say, help me, how do I interact with the world? Use dice. Can't think of anything else to do. Yeah, the Hellion ships aren't coming back yet. Steel dock plans? Haven Age security has to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place and the most dangerous. Or I could explore the rotunda. The rotunda of the old dock is filled with passageways and concourses, leading to all kinds of docking bays. Haven Age watch list. Haven Age run the rotunda and their security watches the docks. Better to avoid attracting their attention. Oh, so I have a negative clock now. Well, I've had negative clocks for a while, but this is the first negative clock that I can actually actively participate in. That's interesting. Dock Watcher. Getting to know the rotunda doesn't just mean new places, it means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. Interesting. I'm gonna want better dice before I do that. So he's gonna be here in like 6 days. So I have 6 days to get rid of this tracker. And the way I get rid of the tracker is by getting... And his mystery is this. Yeah, that keynote is not anything he's interested in. And I don't have any of the dice to unlock any of these things. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna help out Dragos then. Fuck. Okay. Well, as much as that was a bad outcome, it turned out well enough for me. I got some yard clearance, I got 2 into learning about the winter light. Not a bad day. Let's slip. I could sell my scrap items. How am I doing on scrap items? Oh, I think I've already sold his. Play the exchange or sell scrap items. Yeah, and I don't have a timer here anymore, so yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. End the cycle. I'm gonna be down to 4 dice now today, am I? No, still 5. Okay. Yeah, that's 2. Zeke, mind if I ask y'all a question about my stream, since yours usually Monday plan is rating me anyway? Yeah, sure, go on. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow that you're streaming. Got a 50-50 split on whether I should play on what I should play today from my Discord server, and I would like more votes. By all means, you know how to set up the poll in here, don't you? It's just /poll. So yeah, by all means, use my audience to further your own goals. I support this action 100%. I don't want to waste a 4. Like a 4 is good because I can turn a 4 into a 5. I don't have a 2. I don't think any of these are a 3. Oh, it's a 2. Oh, so each time I extract data, it brings the hunter one step closer to me. Great. My personal preference would be the 100 baby challenge. Of all of the games that you stream, Genshin Impact is probably the least favorite for me. Not because I don't like you playing Genshin, I do. It's just that every time I see you playing Genshin, it makes me want to play Genshin again, and that's not a good thing. I'm trying to avoid that. So yeah, I guess you've got 2 votes for baby challenge so far. I need to eat today. Nice. I am now a fungus fan. Emphas doesn't trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way.
Sleeper.
Emphas calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor.
Tell me a story.
He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil.
I see you cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story.
What kind?
Any kind.
He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok.
But one of yours.
He looks up at you.
Nothing's stolen.
You pause, the spices rich in your nostrils, and think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphas. You look at Emphas, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story. Something with spice. I think he would. I don't think he cares what story I tell him. I think he strikes me as the kind of person who would more enjoy me being genuine with him, so I'm going to tell him about my dreams. All the sleepers, you tell Emphas, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorms scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray, skeletal after images of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip between your eyelids with every blink. And now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps, you reason, it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphas finishes cooking and squints a little at you.
Sleeper,
He smiles.
you are quite the storyteller.
He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Fucking knew it. I fucking knew he was like a person who was like, I don't care how good your story is, I just want it to be genuine and from you. I have friends like this that you could tell them like, oh, yesterday I like got a coffee and just drank my coffee in the park and it was really nice and there was 2 dogs running past, and then I saw this lady and like she was like playing with her child and it was cute. And they will be happy to just hear a boring story because all they want is further insight into what is going on with your life because they're invested in your life. This is that type of guy. I have at least 3 friends like this guy. Emphas passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks. A natural exchange.
Thank you, Sleeper.
He looks around at the emptying market.
But my time is done for today. I do not want to keep you longer. So I will make a proposal.
He gestures at the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall.
These are good enough for most. Someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this?
To be honest, before you mention it, I'd never even fucking heard of the Greenway, so no.
Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me this.
Emphas begins packing up his things.
Can you bring some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind.
He smiles.
I am sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story.
I can't say no to this bear of a man. God, I have so many things. I have so many things to do. So many things to do. Yeah, okay. I'll help.
Good.
Booms Emphas.
Then I will wait for you to bring them to me.
Emphas slides his walk away and straightens up.
I will prepare the recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging.
You turn away and walk back into the main market. The rich taste of Emphas's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. A trade that seems more than fair. I mean, if I don't have to pay for food, I'm all for it. I feel like I shouldn't vote if I can't even watch it during the night stream. I do have to do Genshin eventually since there's an event I want to show. So I suppose the one where y'all go to bed while I stream may be better than the third. Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough, Mystic. I mean, if you're live, I'm gonna raid into you either way, so those, you know. Right. Okay, so I'm full now. I'm still stable. Probably I'm gonna try and get some money today because probably tomorrow I'm going to have to buy some. How much does this cost out of curiosity? 100. Okay. So tomorrow I'll be able to afford that, and tomorrow is when I'll need it. No bother. Alright, I'll chat to you in a bit, Mystic. Thanks for showing up. Systems fitting. The sidereal horizon is webbed with complex systems bundled like nerves in a body. Your job is to lay these systems in. Or structural fitting. The sidereal horizon is assembled block by block. You earned a place on the teams welding those blocks together. And then quality control. Shipbuilding spots on the sidereal are hard to come by. Poor work will see you dropped from the roster. Alright. It's cool how big this thing is. Okay, so I got you some. I got you some data. Scooping the systems. Beng wants to get a look at what data is hiding deep in the subsystems of the eye. Yeah. And I want him to disable the tracker that's in my head so the booty hunter that's trying to track me down won't fucking murder me and drag me back to the slave colony. We won't want things. And I don't have the inputs for any of the rest of these as far as I'm aware. I have the input for that, but do I want to waste a 4? I'm gonna see what work I can do in Dragos's. So I have the money for tomorrow now, and I don't need to eat tomorrow. So, don't think I need to do cutter salvage. This is what fucks me up about these games. I never know what to do. This is why I work better in like a group when it's RPGs like this, because I can just kind of like, here, this is my general idea. Let's see if we can do it while the rest of you are doing other things. And maybe I can help out with the group. Whereas this is just like, ugh. I could do everything. I can do everything. I shouldn't do this. This is pointless. That's still, it's not pointless, but I don't have the skills for it. Water salvage I'd be doing for money. But also to fight off his nerve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I've got 10 days to get 1, 4, 5, 7. Okay. As you explore, you'll eventually just delegate certain numbers to certain actions. Are you sure? Or is that just what you did? Because I am not as responsible or good at thinking these things through as you are. Sure, let's go with this. Okay, nice. And we got a scrap item. We didn't get any yard clearance, but you know, whatever. Okay, I think I need to start getting my name down for this. So, I didn't even realize I had this. I legitimately didn't even realize I had this. I just noticed I had this. The goal of the game is to convey a sense of place, and if you're feeling lost and out of your depth, then job done. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. Please don't get me wrong, I am very much enjoying this game. This is a great game. I'm just annoyed at myself for like pulling myself back and forth on what to do because I can't imagine it's too interesting to watch. But yeah, I entirely forgot that I had this. Honest to God, I did not know I had this. So yeah. It's a bad idea, right? Yeah, it's a bad idea. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I want to get this tracker out of my head. Okay, I want to get this tracker out of my head. I know I can get the tracker out of my head by... So I'm just going to use this node. Who knows when I'll get a 4 again. Alright. And that guy is a 2. That guy is a 2. That guy is also... Wow, they're all 2s. Okay. This is a cipher, which I don't have. Alright. Alright. There doesn't seem to be a timer on this, from what I can see. So I'm gonna put this on the back burner for a while and focus on Dragos. Because I don't want to lose my house. $16? Jesus Christ. He's not paying me much, is he? Oh, I'm swirling brandy in a fancy glass while I watch you squirm. This is great to me. Well, at least someone's enjoying it. Jacob, if I buy stabilizer, do I use it immediately or do I have the option to use it whenever I want? Because if I use it immediately, I don't need it right now, right? But if I can just store it, then I can use it later. You should be able to just hold on to it if I recall correctly. Let's hope you're right. Oops. I guess that was off by a pixel. Okay, yeah, I have a stabilizer, and I have a pass key for an apartment found tucked in a stabilizer vial. I was given an apartment key? She gave me an apartment? Bruh! You can shoot up in the comfort of your own home. Look, I have a storage container, alright? That's perfect. That's all the home I need. I have a storage container, wood soup, and a mylar blanket. What more could I want? As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from around the vial. At one end, it has a hard metal strip. A handle. Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Pass key. Is this an entry key for somewhere? What does the handle say? The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into it. 207F, and then crudely scratched into the handle at some later date. Low end. For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery to return the key, and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this? Or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end and find out. No! No, I only just understand here! Don't give me a new place to go to! Bought some extra time, one vial at a time. Cool. Alright, let's get ourselves some self-repair so we don't have to worry about buying ourselves some time, one vial at a time, huh? I thought I only got skill points from quests. Oh, I guess that was the survive quest. Okay. Cool. I didn't even realize I finished that quest. But neat. Neato. Alright, we're gonna use our last... Actually... I could do any of these. I could use this to, like, worst case scenario, if I fail, I put some work into... I could put this into working on the winter ship. Worst case scenario, it adds one onto salvage. Trying to see what they're talking about. No. No, I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer. Stick to what I'm good at. Stay in your lane, right? Okay, I got one on the winter light. Okay, not bad. But yeah, how much does it cost to go down here again? 60? Okay, I'll go down there maybe tomorrow. Inject stabilizer. Without regular doses of stabilizer, sleeper bodies actively decay. a corporate insurance policy to disincentivize escapees like you. Or you can use the perk self-repair. With some careful engineering, you can patch up your damaged body with scrap components. The result isn't pretty. Here, I am not here to be beautiful. I'm here to be alive. Fuck being beautiful, I'm here to be alive. Let's see how much this does for me. This is probably a waste of scrap, but it's an experiment. We're learning. Okay, it doesn't do much. Okay. So like one scrap is 1 dot, basically. Interesting. Good to know. It's a new body. I have to learn what my new limits are. You know? My new body isn't as loose and puckered as my old body was. I need to learn what this new body can take. Pretty sure you were a 2, weren't you? Yes. Hey, Mystic is live. Anyone who wants to go watch Mystic Dragon play Genshin Impact, now is your chance. Or you can wait half an hour and I will raid into her. Up to yourself. As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shit! Feng's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on a metal casing. You sneaky shit! Sleeper? That you or am I in trouble? Feng's grinning head pops out from behind a stack. Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Everything that they're describing here is just Maniacal's bedroom. Like, just server stacks everywhere, fucking books on Irish history, and you know, setting up interfaces and systems. Fucking boards with crazy red string on them connecting different historical figures from around the world back to Ireland. I think I've decided that this is who Feng is. Kirat is the crazy old man shipbreaker, and this is Maniacal. This is Maniacal Incorporated. Feng sat in front of a set of monitors, mounted on a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Feng waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer. Look for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information. Names, genders, dates, ID numbers. All the markers of institutional records. Oh, 100% this is Maniacal. 100% this is Maniacal. For some reason, I was expecting a game about the emo. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I can see that as what you would expect from the. I mean, especially given the title that I put on the stream, right? Shitheads? Is it shitheads that I'm looking at? Bang laughs. Maybe not all of them, but what kind of shitheads? Solheim. Haven. Solheim. Bingo. He taps at the terminal. I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners, and he leans past you and scrolls the list down. This one? This is a sneaky shithead. He stabs the screen with a finger. The name reads Harden Hurst. Friend of yours? Bang gives you a sideways look. Funny you should say that, Sleeper. He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Harden Hurst in Haven Age. He waits for your reaction. In Haven Age? That's it. He's right here on the station now. Feng leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Harden worked on this station as a... Feng leans close across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Feng raises his eyebrows at you. Our Harden was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. But old Harden shuttled thousands of Palladium rush workers into infrastructure, which meant that their cut of the work went straight back to Solheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse. Feng turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked in Solheim ships, they breathed Solheim air, and slept in Solheim beds. Feng's voice rises as he speaks, his hands fists on the terminal edge. And the work that paid for that existence, the cycles of hard extraction out in the belt, Solheim took their cut. It was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in a long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy, stabbing at Harden once again with his finger, strategized all that. Did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, this guy is still going. Still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. How? These guys, they were big time. There's a lot money can get you if you're a company man. Feng relaxes a little. How is Harden still kicking? I really don't know. He turns to you and smiles. So we're gonna find out. Harden is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around the eye from here. Feng brings up a map of the lower eye. Haven Age might be born out of Erland's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Harden happened to float to the top. Feng zooms in on the shipyards. He grimaces. Thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. Feng holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardenhurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Feng puts a hand on your shoulder. But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Feng grins. If you can extract yourself a Haven Age cipher from a Haven Age agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. So what do you say? I say what's in it for me. I want this fucking tracker out of my head and I don't give a shit about this station. See, I promised the game didn't have racism in it. Hope you don't mind the class struggle. Dude, I live the class struggle. Rooting out a corrupt state not enough? Find me information and I'll start to work on that tracker of yours. Feng scratches at his chin. Anything the worm gets, I'll send it back. It'll send back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it. You leave Feng, digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the eye as it once was. A vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Harden. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future, engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you are intimately familiar with. You think of Harden, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. Deep. I'm 13 and that's deep. But also, like, it's kind of deep. Right, so now we have to find a Haven Age agent and, like, fuck them up. Okay. That's a keynote. You need a 2. I don't have a 2. I think all of these fuckers need 2s. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of them need 2s. And that needs the cipher to get into. Okay. Okay, so I can't do anything about that today. I don't need to eat. I don't need to go to the doctor. I need to make some money. Do they pay me for unit assembly? Sidereal Horizon is being... You earned a place. Teams welding the blocks. Ugh, I do get paid, but not much. got paid more for that. I'll do that once more. Can I do that once more? Yes, I can. Okay, so that's enough money to go down into... That's enough money to go down into... what you call it? Fucking... low end. Final pieces of the Winterlight sit in neat piles, waiting for the collection shuttle from Haven Edge. Okay, so I realized just now what I've done, which is that I can't explore the fucking Haven Edge anymore because I dismantled it. But I'm not too, like, I know I probably, like, my character is probably interested in finding, like, the other sleepers that maybe escaped from where I escaped from. Or at least just meeting other sleepers, right? But, me as a player, I am not too interested in that. I think it would be neat, and I'm sure if I got a single hook on it, this game is very good at hooking me into stories, so like I've no doubt that if I was exposed to it, I would be interested in it, but I haven't been exposed to it yet, except for the fact that, like, when I was being attacked by a demon dog in the virtual world, it was like, oh, there's like another one of you somewhere in the rotunda. But aside from that, I haven't really been exposed to it, so, and I needed money, so. Dragos has managed to sell the remaining pieces to the shipyards, a fact that's hard to forget, as he has been telling you about it for the last 2 cycles. And all that remains is for Haven Age to come collect. You look around at the yard, transformed from when you first arrived. The mostly repaired drones, lit back and forth, no longer buzzing unevenly or lost in dark corners, and the scrap is sectioned, sorted. The system that you and Dragos have put in place over the past cycles paying off. As you look, you notice the glow of pale light from the office by the entrance, that run-down cab of a building which houses all the records and spare equipment. Dragos must be inside. And you get to your feet and walk over to find out when the shipyard collection crew will be here. Obviously, I'm going to knock. I have manners. Sleeper! Come in! You swing open the door and walk in. Dragos is sitting at the small metal desk. The shipyards told me they'd be here soon. Then they'll hand over the chits and we're set. He writes something with a stylus on his slate and then shuts it off. Of course, we should talk about a bonus. I am okay with a bonus if you want to give me a bonus. He stands and turns to face you, his face placid. Look, I don't know when the next job is coming in, but this should tide you over for now. He opens his hand to reveal a stack of chits. Oh, just take the money. Don't inquire. Just take the money. Oh, come on, just take the money. Don't inquire, just take the money. Fuck. What's going on here? I said, it's a bonus. Take it. Dragos presses the chits into your hand. I've done well by you. and you've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat, and you realize he has prepared what he is about to say. Son of a bitch is evicting me. Motherfucker, he's evicting me. Fuck. Gonna have to pay rent now. Son of a bitch. These chits are for you to take and do what you will with them. They're for me, and they're the last I'm gonna give you. He pauses. There's no more work here for a sleeper in this yard. He folds his arms. I'm sorry, but that's it. You stay in the container as long as you need, but the yard is done with you. He turns away to his terminal. What do you mean? Don't press me, sleeper. This is for your own good. The glassy apertures on Dragos's headset betray no emotion. You need to stay away, sleeper. He pauses, considering his words. Trouble is going to follow you here. Trust me. What do you know? Dragos kicks the floor, frustrated with himself. I'm not saying any more, sleeper! Dragos suddenly grabs you by the shoulder and drags you out of the office into the yard. He turns you to face a stack of pieces from the Winterlight, dissected, cut down, totally unrecognizable as a ship. You came through that, sleeper! That should have been you! Chopped and stacked! His hand trembles on your shoulder. That is what happens here! We cut down broken machines and move them on! Well, I didn't cut you down, but I'm sure as hell moving you on. Moving you on before whoever killed that ship out there comes to kill me! Kill both of us! He shakes his head. These ships, they didn't get decommissioned. They didn't break down in dry dock. You think they'd look like that if they did? Someone ended them. That means someone tried to end you, sleeper. And I'm done waiting for them to turn up. We've had our fun. Now it's time. He gives you a little shove. I feel like old Yeller. Go on! He turns and walks back to the office. That's it! He shouts and goes inside. The silence hangs in the air, and you leave with your pockets filled with clinking chits and a strangely hollow feeling in your chest. I at least got I didn't even get an upgrade point for that. Here you go. Here you are again, old friend. The sinking feeling in your stomach of a missed opportunity. No, not really. Honestly. Like not really, honestly. We only accept ponies from now on, yeah. Yeah, like that, like, as I said, I'm not that disappointed about possibly missing someone on the rotunda. I'm not that invested in that storyline, so. Right. Down to the low end gate to pay the toll. Oh, cool. I don't have to pay that toll every time. I can just go through here now. Possibly? You hand over the chits to the Yatagan enforcer and he nods you through. Whoa! So much more! There's so much more! Oh god. Alright, let's go to Unit 207F before we finish the stream. I will say it's kind of annoying how fucking precise you have to be with this. Is this not... Whatever. A rundown low-end apartment, Unit 207F. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light shifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Inspect the surfaces, I guess? Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare, and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, and then to a cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. Go to the doorway. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto wash, dispensers, water closet, towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. Inspect the room. A bunk is tucked into the wall, blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. Ah, I have found Sabine's house. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper. Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I've had to make alternative arrangements. You hear rattling noises. Static. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare show you my face. Something is happening within Yatagan. I no longer trust them. Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask you. I want you to get me out. Yatagan are supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate. And then after that, I was too tired to care. A noise, like waves, passes over the recording. But I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw that. Screw the debt. But I need insurance. Something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions. But I can't be sure. I need information, and as you know, you need me. A pause. Something clicking in the dark. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know sleepers. I've been here before. I can help you. But not with Yatagan's noose around my neck. Get me data, get me information, get me something that I can use against Yatagan. Then I can get you, then I can get out, and you can get what you need. Please. Waves of static cut into Sabine's voice. When you get here to my terminal, I'll get it to you when I can. You look around the tiny room and try to imagine Sabine living here, working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk, blinking into the terminal in the dark. The recording cuts to static, filling the room with its white hiss. Then silence. Well, that was a turn up. Access the terminal, I guess. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open. The rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcodes. It seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from? And what death do they owe to Yatagan? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. The only thing you know is that without stabilizer, your body will die. You glance at the briefcase, lab on the desk, its glassware glinting in the dark. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yatagan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Yay! Great. 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 I've been pulled into more shit. Great. So she wants me to extract Yatagan data. So I'm extracting data from fucking everyone, apparently. I'm extracting I'm extracting data from fucking everyone and their uncle. Is there a timer on her one? Not from what I can see. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be an active timer on her one. So again, it goes back on the list. Yeah, you get to be Skynet, isn't that fun? Yeah. Alright, it goes on the list. Jesus. It goes on the list. But the priority at the moment is getting the tracker out of our head. And the only way to do that is to help this dingus by hacking a cipher agent and then hacking into fucking up here. Hacking for everyone, let's go. And also my stable job is gone now, so I'm gonna have to start working in the shipyard to earn money. Did I get an upgrade point? No. God damn it. God damn it, I just want to get an upgrade point. Oh, I don't even know what I'd spend it on. Alright, let's go to sleep. I don't need to repair. I don't need to stabilize. I only have 3 days until whoever is hunting me hunts me. So I need to get to work on that fucking Haven Age thing yesterday. It is an I'm having fun emotionally drained voice. Like, all I can think about is when I have it. Holy shit, that's a good hand! Look at that hand! Fuck me, that's a good hand. But yes, to answer your question, it is an I'm having fun emotionally drained voice. All I'm thinking of is how when I get to the end of this and I do one thing that like procs everything else, you know, and it's gonna kind of like just be a fucking avalanche of just like, okay, I've done this, which means next I can do this, which means next I can do this, which means next I can do this, and just like popping stuff out. Like, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, no, I'm not starting the new day. I'm not starting the next day. I am leaving, and I am thanking you all for showing up tonight, and for anyone who managed to sit all of the way through me reading text for 4 hours. Fair fucks to you.